depending on the league you're in, the hitters at the plate, depth gives you range. If you play in shallow all the time and you've got big hitters up, you've just depleted your range of motion to where you can advance to get to that ball. Okay? The only time we want to play in here is if we're playing in a double play depth. We need to get to this base whether he's stealing or we have an opportunity at a double play. Okay? And our position is here. We can start here, we're going to this position right here, rolling up on the balls of our feet. Okay? Work with your players on that. Otherwise, play on the back cut. In the minor league, and I'm guessing the major league, we don't have to play on the back cut. We're not having a lot of big hitters hitting really hard at us right now. So just play them up in the middle right here, okay? You want to cover when there's a runner on second base, depending on what hitter's up. What we teach is if there's a left-handed hitter up, my shortstop's covering that runner. He's going to pop in and out, keeping him close. I'm seeing a lot of players from short and second will sit here and hold on a runner at second base, and they're leaving that gap open with the hitter, whether it's a right or left-handed. I prefer not to coach that. Get over here, keep your runner close, little pass to the glove, scoot back, pitch the ball. That's all. And again, that falls on the pitcher. The pitcher should always, when he comes to the stretch, check his runners, check his position player. He should never throw to the plate if he's got a second baseman or a shortstop standing there on the bag. It's his job to make sure they break off before he goes to the plate. Correct. Other than that, it's just a simplified grounding, fielding position. Everything Dane talked about, throwing, pivoting, is a simple fielding position where your glove's out in front, your head's up. I see a lot of this right now. When you do that, look where my eyes go. My eyes can see right here. When I put my glove in here, it brings my body back. I'm losing sight of the ball. I want to be out front, field out front right here, and into me, right here, okay? Remember this, the equator here, your belt line, this glove is like that. When this glove goes above that equator, it needs to turn over to field the ball or catch a ball. I see a lot of this right now, and a lot of this trying to catch. You have to take the time in practice to teach these basic skills and drills, and don't worry about, like they spoke of, the inner squad or the batting. We've got to get batting practice. If you don't have a defense, I don't care how many home runs you hit, they're going to outscore you because you're not always going to hit a home run or get those runs in or steal the bases. You've got to be able to field. Everything's out front, coming through, and to the base. Pointing the shoulder, just like they talked about. It's all relative. Hitting goes along with pitching and everything you feel. Shortstop is the same thing, just on the other side of the bag. Okay? Depending on who's hitting will determine who's going to cover your bag or keep the runner close. We like to take about a 15-foot radius when we work our drills at school. And anything from this line about here to my left is the scoop. And then the ball is visible already and our momentum's going to the second baseman or vice versa to the shortstop. Not the raised up, let's get extension and throw it hard. You want to make a good feed from the shoulders to below the belt, right here. So that second or shortstop can feel it and make a good throw over to first base. Anything on this side, it's a field, and we stay low. We stay low and we go to the bag. Our shoulder, our ankle, like Danny talked about, everything's pointing here. We're here, we go right to the bag. Okay? What I'm seeing is this, we stand up, now we've lost a lot of time. And our throws get wild. If we stay in close, everything's compact, it's a little bit more efficient for the play at hand.
What about the throw to first?
Catch the ball, throw the ball, Dirk.
I know, I'm just...
Play back.
You're
here. Hey, and what you need to teach the younger guys is when they come through the ball, to take that hop, skip, whatever you want to call it, get the momentum going, and not catch it. Right there indicates where I might be throwing this ball. Up. You've got to get that shoulder level on the plane and go to pull through to the bag. Down through a one-hop throw is better than a balloon throw.
Mike, that's one thing I want to ask. My kids are in the coach pitch rather. They all doing it at the lollipop. How can you get them to, bullet throw it or get that laser point right? How can you? Because they're young and they're trying to get there and bless their heart. It's going.
Yeah.
But it's how can we?
Dirk,
how can we try and force them to?
Dirk, what do y'all do?
All comes in your warm up. To me, it all comes in my warm up. If you're warming up, if you got your kids warming up and they're throwing lollipops in practice, that's what they're going to do in the game. You get them warm up and you make them get close. I make them get close enough where they can't throw a lollipop. If you can't throw it to them and hit them in the chest in a line drive, you're too far. To me. So
what we'll do with the younger guys sometimes, we'll drop, you may see that at the higher levels, they'll drop down and then we'll take this whole equation out of where the momentum will get going, and we'll make them pull through and just throw with their top hand. Here we go, and I'm making them swim.
Just back and forth
Just
each other.
swimming. Boom, throw it to each other right here. Start real close. Start real close.
Okay.
And then we're playing a game, a target game. We'll do the chest. We'll give numbers. We'll see who can win. And you're counting on who can hit the chest each time. We incorporate a little game that way. Dan, you got something? Anything to add? I mean, you guys got any more thoughts?
I have one more question. Well, I've heard several ways. On infielder, do you prefer pulling to the ear like a bow and arrow, or do you prefer opening up?
Depends on the situation. I prefer, if I tell my little infielders, actually all three of them, third baseman, I don't consider my first baseman.
Correct.
He's just a receiver. We have to get rid of that ball. We have to transfer quickly. So the transfer comes from here right to the ear, and then we're going. Okay, that's our quickest. When you go to the extension, then you're wasting time, and that's another foot or two down the line. So we got to be quick. We transfer to the ear. And what you can do with the older guys is, and they can do it at home, get a ball and have them throw it out of their glove, take it out of their glove, and spin it, and grab the four seams. That's our carry. The four seams will carry that ball across the diamond. Right now they're young, they don't understand, but you got to teach it right now. Start spinning it. Danny, I know he receives it that quick, and he can probably spin it and get it to four seams down the line as he needs. So work on that. But go to the ear. Practice it now. Question?